Okay, so let us begin our class. So in today we are going to discuss about energy bands in p-type and n-type semiconductor. Okay, energy bands in p-type and n-type semiconductor. So before we proceed, so let me tell you about the significance of Fermi energy level. Okay, so the significance is it is a measure of equilibrium. Okay, significance of Fermi energy level is it is a measure of equilibrium. Okay, suppose if equilibrium, okay, suppose if def by dx is 0, the slope of the Fermi energy level is 0, then I'll say that no particle is moving inside the material, the current is 0. Okay, so Fermi energy level is a measure of equilibrium. Okay, so looking at the Fermi energy level, I'll say that whether my semiconductor is in equilibrium or not. Okay, so if suppose if the slope of Fermi energy level is not equal to 0, okay, if this is not equal to 0, then the current is not equal to 0. Okay, then the current is not equal to 0, and the direction of the current will be in the positive slope direction of the Fermi energy level. Okay, so this is one of the important point before we proceed for energy bands in p-type and n-type semiconductors. Okay, so Fermi energy level is a measure of equilibrium. If the slope of the Fermi energy level is 0, then the current is 0. It is an indication for my semiconductor is in equilibrium. If the slope is not equal to 0, then current is not equal to 0, and the current direction will be in the positive slope direction of my Fermi energy level. Okay, right? Okay. Okay. So let us consider a uniformly doped n-type semiconductor. Okay. So let us consider a uniformly doped n-type semiconductor. This is an n-type semiconductor which is uniformly doped. Okay. Let us see how does the energy band diagram is going to look like. Uniformly doped. Okay. So I have considered an n-type semiconductor which is uniformly doped. So if I try to draw the energy band diagram, okay, if I try to draw the energy band diagram, okay, so energy band diagram, okay, I'll be having my EC here, okay, I'll be having my EV here, so I'll be having my intrinsic Fermi level, so let me denote with EFI, okay, so this dash dotted lines, let me represent with intrinsic Fermi energy level. So this is the conduction band, this is the valence band, okay, bottom edge of the conduction band, top of the valence band, and because it is an n-type semiconductor, my Fermi energy level will be very close to my conduction band. Okay, this is my Fermi energy level. Okay, this is what is my energy band diagram for a uniformly doped n-type semiconductor. Okay, so how do I understand? I understand that my Fermi energy level, okay, slope is 0. Okay, it is a horizontal line. Okay, the distance between EC and EF is same. Okay, so there is no material that is moving in the material, no current is there. Okay, when there is no current, the slope of the Fermi energy level is 0. Okay, so here slope of Fermi energy level, okay, is 0 with respect to x. Okay, slope of the Fermi energy level is 0 with respect to x, so that is why it is shown as constant. Okay, equal distance from the EC, right? So that means when the slope is 0, current is 0. Okay, so in equilibrium, when I am applying no external excitation in a uniformly doped semiconductor, okay, so you could see that there is no current at. Okay, so that is why I am representing my Fermi energy level as a straight line. Okay, right. Suppose suppose if I am having a tilt in the EC or EV, then what is the meaning of that? Suppose instead of straight lines for my EC and EV, okay, suppose if my EC and EV are shown like this, okay, so this is my new energy band diagram, okay, this is my new energy band diagram. So where my EC is tilted, if my EC is tilted, okay, is my EV is going to be tilted? Yes, my EV is going to be tilted. Why my EV is going to be tilted? Because the distance between EC and EV will not change at all, okay, the distance is representing your energy band gap, okay, the distance is representing your energy band gap and it is same, it will not change at all, okay. Even my intrinsic Fermi energy level also will take the tilt, okay. So if EC is tilted, then EV is going to be tilted, EFI is going to be tilted, okay. Why? Because the distance between EC and EV is not going to change, the distance between EFI and EV is not going to change, right. So what is this slope of EC or EV or EFI is representing, okay. So when I have no slope at all in a uniformly doped semiconductor, I understood that my current is 0, okay, I understood that my current is 0, okay. Suppose if there is a slope in your conduction band, valence band or the intrinsic Fermi level, what is the slope is representing, okay. So let us try to understand that. So potential energy is given by minus Q into V, okay, this we all know, and my energy is given by, okay, EC, okay, EC minus with respect to some reference energy, that is E reference, okay. So when I replace my E with, okay, this is also, let us say, potential energy. So potential energy is given by EC minus E reference. So I will replace my energy with minus QV, so that is equal to EC minus E reference, okay, EC minus E reference. If I differentiate on both sides with respect to x, then dV by dx is equal to dEC by dx minus dE reference by dx, okay. So normally a reference energy level should not vary, so the variation of a constant is always going to be 0, so that my dV by dx or minus dV by dx, I can write it as minus dV by dx, I can write it as 1 by Q into dEC by dx, okay. But you know that relation between the potential and the electric field intensity, E is equal to minus dV by dx. So that means my electric field intensity is given by 1 over Q dEC by dx. So what do we understand now is, if there is a slope in my conduction band, okay, then there is a presence of my electric field, okay, then there is a presence of my electric field. So that is what is the indication we have to understand, okay. If the slope of the conduction band, valence band, the same can be extended even to your valence band also, okay. Suppose if there is a slope, if there is a slope in your valence band, then also there exists an electric field, okay. If there is, E is equal to, so if there is a slope in your intrinsic Fermi energy level, then also an electric field exists, okay. So slope of either conduction band or valence band or intrinsic Fermi energy level is going to represent existence of an electric field, and the direction of the electric field will be in the positive slope direction of my conduction band, okay. So this is my positive slope direction of my EC, and my electric field will be in this direction, okay. So this is another important point after our Fermi energy level. Fermi energy level is an indication of measuring our equilibrium. If slope of the Fermi energy level is 0, then no current, my semiconductor is said to be in equilibrium. If there is a slope, there is a current, and my direction of the current will be in the positive slope direction of my Fermi energy level. Similarly, if there is a slope in EC, EV or EFI, then it is representing presence of an electric field, okay. This is an electric field, right, presence of an electric field, right. So and the direction of the electric field will be in the positive slope direction of your either conduction band, valence band or intrinsic Fermi energy level, okay. So these are the two important concepts, so which will be helping us in drawing the energy bands with respect to p-type semiconductor and n-type semiconductor. Okay, right. So let us consider different types of semiconductors and try to draw the energy band diagram of each of the considered semiconductor. Okay, right. So let me show, let us say that, let this be an n-type semiconductor. Okay, let this be an n-type semiconductor, and that is uniformly doped. Okay, uniformly doped. Okay, uniformly doped. See, if I don't apply any external electric field, I know how does the energy band diagram is going to look like. Simply horizontal EC, horizontal EV, in between EFI, and EFN is very close to my EC, that is also horizontal. So there is no slope of any of the EC, EV, EFI or EF. Okay, so my current is 0, my electric field is 0, everything is 0. Okay, but instead of that, if I apply a small voltage like this, okay, then how does my energy band diagram is going to change. Okay, then how does my energy band diagram is going to change? Whatever the electric field that I am applying externally, the direction of that external electric field is in this direction. Okay, external electric field. Okay, the direction of my electric field which we are applying externally is from right to the left. Okay, now this is a uniformly doped semiconductor. Okay, so in a uniformly doped semiconductor, how do my energy band diagrams can be represented with respect to the applied voltage as shown here? Okay, so will there is a slope in my EC and EV? Yes, there is a slope in my EC and EV. So my slope of my EC, okay, is representing the direction of my electric field. So my EC has to be shown like this. Okay, my EC has to be shown like this because this is a positive slope, and my electric field direction will be in this direction. So E external. Okay, my electric field direction will be in the positive slope direction of my EC. Okay, if EC is shown like this, then EV is also shown like this. Okay, and my intrinsic Fermi energy level will be shown like this. This is my intrinsic Fermi energy level, and because it is an n-type semiconductor, my EFN will be somewhere here very close to EC. Okay, is EFN has to be tilted as is EFN slope should be equal to 0 or not equal to 0. Here current is going to flow, so my slope of my Fermi energy level is not equal to 0, so current is not equal to 0. So my current direction will be in which direction? In accordance with the positive slope of my Fermi energy level. So that means in accordance with the electric field. So that means my current will be flowing in this direction. So my current will be flowing in this direction. So my electric field direction will be in the positive slope direction of my EC. Then my current will be flowing in accordance with the positive slope of my EFN, right? So this is what is the energy band diagram, how it may look like for a given n-type semiconductor which is uniformly doped but applied a voltage V in this particular fashion. Okay, right. Suppose if I change the polarity of the voltage, then how does the energy band diagram is going to change? Okay, suppose if I change the polarities. Okay, so earlier I have considered electric field from right to left. Now let me consider electric field from left to right. This is an external electric field. Okay, if this is an external electric field, okay, this is a uniformly doped semiconductor, then how does my energy band diagram is going to look like? My energy band diagram is going to look like, okay, so first thing is there is an electric field? Yes, there is an electric field. Electric field is in the direction of from left to right. Okay, so my electric field is present means there is a slope of my EC, EV and EFI, and that too my electric field direction will be in the positive slope of my EC. So my EC has to be in this direction. So in the positive direction of my EC slope, my electric field direction will be there. Okay, so if EC is this, okay, it should follow the same EV. Okay, with the same slope I will be having my EFI also. Okay, as it is an n-type semiconductor. Okay, as it is an n-type semiconductor, my Fermi energy level also will be just below your EC, right? This is my Fermi energy level. Okay, so why the slope of Fermi energy level is 0 or not? No, it is not 0 because current is existing. Because I am applying external electric field, current is there. Okay, so my slope of Fermi energy level is not 0. That means my current is not 0. So that what is my current direction is? My current direction will be in accordance with the positive slope of my Fermi energy level. Okay, so positive slope of my Fermi energy level. Okay, so this is the energy band diagram for an n-type semiconductor with this kind of voltage applied for a uniformly doped semiconductor. Okay, okay. Suppose if I consider a non-uniformly doped semiconductor. Okay, suppose if I consider a non-uniformly doped semiconductor, then how does the energy band diagram is going to change? Okay, I am considering a non-uniform. Non-uniform means what? At one side there are large number of donor atoms, and on the other side less number of donor atoms. Okay, so this is my non-uniformly doped. Okay, non-uniformly doped. Okay, so for a non-uniformly doped n-type semiconductor, this is an n-type. Okay, this is an n-type which is a non-uniformly doped. Okay, as it is non-uniformly doped, okay, we can expect some diffusion of charge carriers. My electrons are more in this particular side and less in this particular side, so diffusion of charge carriers taking place, so that my electric field will be from left to the right. Okay, but this is an internal electric field. Why? Because though we expect some diffusion current because of the diffusion of charge carriers, but under open circuited conditions, when we don't apply any voltage at all, there results no current. Okay, then where does this diffusion current is going away? That means this diffusion current is getting cancelled with the drift current that is resulting out of this internally generated electric field, right? So this drift current due to the internally generated electric field is going to cancel with the diffusion current, that is because of the diffusion of the charge carriers. So that is why net current is 0. So if my net current is 0, then my indication is, okay, slope of the Fermi energy level is equal to 0. Okay, so only if my slope of the Fermi energy level is 0, then only my current is 0. Though we expect some diffusion current, but it is getting cancelled with the internal electric field that is generated, that is creating one drift current component which is exactly equal in magnitude and opposite in direction to the diffusion current, and both are getting cancelled. Okay, so but is electric field is there? Yes, electric field is there. Okay, so this is the case, current is 0 but electric field is there, which is indicating some internal electric field. So how does my energy band diagram is going to look like? My energy band diagram is now going to look like, okay, I have to indicate the presence of electric field, which is an internal electric field, but there is no current. Okay, so how do I represent? My electric field direction is from left to right, so it is in accordance with the positive slope of my EC. So my positive slope of my EC is here, so that my electric field is in the same direction, the positive slope of my EC. If EC is taking this particular form, EV also takes the same form, so that my internal intrinsic Fermi energy level will be also takes the same form, same slope. Slope of EC, EFI and EV both are all are being same. And now I don't want my EF to take any slope because the slope of EFN is 0. So how do I represent? I represent that my slope is 0. Okay, no tilt. Okay, so slope of EFN is 0. This is what is my EFN. Okay, this is what is my EFN. So EFN is 0. That is why I have represented a slope EFN as a straight line, horizontal line. So which indicates that my current is 0. Electric field is there but current is 0. Okay, so this is how I am indicating the presence of an electric field by showing some slope with respect to AC, EV and EFI, and making my EFN as constant. Okay, making my slope of EFN 0 to indicate that my current is 0 in a non-uniformly doped semiconductor when I apply no voltage at all. Okay, so this is what is the case with respect to the energy band diagrams of several varieties of your n-type semiconductor. Okay, so similarly we can have a p-type semiconductor also, but I am not going to do any of the p-type semiconductor here because it is exactly similar to what we have considered for an n-type semiconductor. So that is being left to you to be done by yourself.